Hello everyone. In this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Junaid Saleem to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Junaid Saleem's words. Today, we'll talk about how, in this country, there's now an organized and systematic effort underway to get rid of whatever little democracy is left. What is Khawaja Asif saying and what does he want? How quickly has the PMLN gone from calling Trump a madman to declaring him a great leader? Those who once demanded statements from Imran Khan against Israel are now suddenly singing praises of Israel's biggest supporter. We'll also discuss the politics of a prisoner standing firm in 50-degree heat. Have new global conditions consumed his political relevance? And how is Iran's power now being recognized across the world? But first, viewers, let's talk about a foreign minister who holds no merit for the role. Khawaja Asif is a character in our politics who has been repeatedly given charge of some of the most crucial ministries in the country. Currently, he holds one of the most sensitive portfolios, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This is the same Khawaja Asif, who until recently wouldn't stop taunting Imran Khan for being on the same page with the military and a part of the hybrid regime. But now, with great pride, he tells the world that he himself is a part of a hybrid system. In fact, he even goes on to suggest that if such a hybrid system had been adopted in the 1990s, the situation would have been much better. Because back then, clashes between the military establishment and political governments prevented democracy from stabilizing. Now things are moving forward very smoothly. Sir, should we offer sacrifices for your cooperation? Mr. Khawaja, making a call at 1 a.m. and getting the Chief of Army Staff to change election results, and you call this democracy? Let me remind you, in the 1990s, when Nawaz Sharif was in power and you were part of his cabinet, one of his top men, General Jahangir Karamat, suggested something similar. Your leader, Nawaz Sharif, got so furious that he demanded the army chief's resignation on the spot and sent him packing. Back then, you liked complete democracy. But now, when the public has thoroughly rejected you, your popularity has been crushed. You lost to a simple housewife by more than 500 votes, and yet you were still placed in the assembly. Your party, which got 17 seats without any right to them, has been handed power. Now hybrid regime appears to be the solution to all problems. What a change of heart. It's hard to understand why the foreign minister of this country is happy about the weakness of democratic governments. This is the same Khawaja Asif who once apologized, even in Parliament, for his father's and his party's support of dictators. Looking at your current mental state, one could predict that soon you'll say elections are just a waste of money, because through them, rude and uncultured people enter the assemblies. Maybe next you'll try to give constitutional legitimacy to this Form 47-based assembly, so that such a regime continues indefinitely. Why not? Let's just go ahead and make laws for 1,000 years. Why stop at that? You could even legislate for 1,500 years. Pass a law saying that after current PMLN members of Assembly die, their children and wives will take their seats. Make a list. Then their children's children can take over. Judges, your choice. Laws, your choice. Hybrid regime, all sorted. So, what are you worried about? While you're at it, go ahead and declare that PMLN leaders and their offspring should permanently hold all positions. After all, you're burying your own political grave anyway, and you don't seem to be stopping. It's either tragic irony or the mask of hypocrisy being ripped apart. Even things that might seem positive are now drone strikes on the politics of PMLN and its leadership. Just look, the same Donald Trump who was once mocked by PMLN leaders as a symbol of stupidity and hate, they used to compare him to Imran Khan, calling Trump America's Imran Khan or Imran Pakistan's Trump. From Maryam Nawaz to Ahsan Iqbal, from Khawaja Asif to Musaddiq Malik, there wasn't a single PMLN leader who didn't pour venom on Trump before his re-election. Yet just yesterday, Law Minister Azam Nazir Tara stood on the Senate floor mocking Imran Khan, saying, "Why hasn't he spoken against Israel yet?" Maybe it's because of his relatives. The entire PMLN chorus accused Imran of being a Jewish agent and said he wouldn't dare speak against Israel. even though Imran has in fact given not one but dozens, maybe even hundreds of statements against Israel. But look at the hypocrisy now. the PMLN government has formally requested that Donald Trump, the biggest supporter of Israel, be nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. This is a demand so bizarre, awkward and outrageous that even members within the PMLN are speaking out. Khawaja Saad Rafiq, who once a year proves he's an independent democratic soul, has condemned this request. Every year he gives one such statement to wash away all his previous ones. So he condemned the idea that PMLN should nominate Trump for a Nobel Prize. But of course, in a few days, his actions will contradict his words, as always. Now, viewers, the same Donald Trump who is currently attacking Iran for Israel's sake, who has put global peace at risk, who vetoed a UN ceasefire resolution in Gaza just last month, is now being nominated by the Shahbaz Sharif government for the Nobel Peace Prize? This is nothing but a PR stunt, and a very pathetic one, because the PMLN believes that Trump, being an egotistical and flattery-loving person, can be won over this way. But this is only fooling themselves, and the result will be disastrous. You'll see. One wonders, after this great achievement, will PMLN again demand that Imran Khan speak against Israel? With PMLN's hypocrisy, anything is possible. Iran-Israel war, viewers, has created huge problems for the US. Seeing Iran's resistance, even US policymakers are now visibly shaken. Iran is testing new missiles against Israel daily, and the entire Muslim world is sitting back and enjoying the show. Iran has nearly destroyed all 4 layers of Israel's missile defense system. In just a few days, it has exhausted the Israeli defense system using cheap drones and missiles. To stop them, Israel is having to use its most expensive defense missiles, costing 4 to 10 million each. According to Bloomberg, in just 8 days of war, Israel has suffered military losses exceeding $1 billion, and that's not even including the destroyed buildings. Military experts across the globe agree. Israel massively underestimated Iranian capability. This has forced the US to take a cautious approach, almost pushing them onto the back foot. Iran's response has been shocking at every level. Just recently, during talks with Germany, France and the UK, Iran made it clear once again, unless Israeli attacks stop, they won't return to negotiations. The US, for its part, has backed off from attacking Iran and asked for 2 weeks' time, something that's made Israeli leadership very uneasy. According to one Israeli newspaper, the US is now weighing 3 options. Can Israel handle the war with Iran on its own? Should Israel try to eliminate Iran's supreme leader and change the regime so the US doesn't have to directly get involved? If the US does join the war, what will the global fallout be? Contrary to US and Israeli expectations, anti-Israel sentiment is at an all-time high across the Gulf. The recent pro-Iran and anti-Israel demonstrations in Iran, Iraq and Jordan have worried Iranian opponents. And viewers, one truth has become crystal clear. No matter what governments and states plan, the voice of the public can't be silenced for long, especially when the time comes. No matter how harsh, tyrannical and oppressive a government is, no matter which country it belongs to, the voice of the people, God's creation, cannot be suppressed for long. I believe this to the core of my faith, dear viewers. That's why the United States is haunted by the fear that it might get entangled or trapped in this war. After its attack on Iran, the fear remains. Will this war spread across the entire Middle East? The third concern America is focusing on is whether it will even succeed in this war against Iran. These are the questions currently being studied by all of America's military and political brains. Based on this thought process, a decision will be made in 2 weeks, whether to attack Iran or not. Viewers, let's now turn to the judiciary. After the complete capture of the judiciary, there is a cry of despair everywhere. The seekers of justice are roaming helplessly. Even if we speak with politeness, the judges of the highest court have compromised with the situation instead of safeguarding the Constitution. In the well of the Supreme Court lies the corpse of Justice Qazi Faiz Issa's unconstitutional verdict. It's rotting, it stinks, and has tainted everything sacred about the highest court. And tragically, instead of removing that single corpse, the judges are paving the way for another death of the Constitution through the 27th Amendment. The decision in the seniority case has sent a message to the common man. If justice cannot be obtained from these courts, what remains for them? This decision has further damaged the already fragile reputation of the judiciary, and what's left will be ruined by the decision in the case of reserved seats. Junaid Akbar Khan's speech in the National Assembly yesterday now echoes the voice of every Pakistani's heart. He said, "I demand the salaries of judges be stopped, and these massive court buildings should be converted into universities. I'm astonished at the mothers who gave birth to judges who cannot deliver justice." Viewers, remember this. When you expect a government officer to stand for justice under unconstitutional pressure, when someone tries to force something upon him, he might resign and go home. That might be possible for a civil servant, maybe even a politician or a minister. But believe me, for a judge, resigning is not difficult at all. When a judge resigns and returns to legal practice, they can earn at least 4 times more than what they made as a judge, and many already do. So financially, they lose nothing except a bit of protocol. Our history is filled with judges who were not slaves to their desires, who did not sell themselves for gain. When they returned to legal practice, the public honored them greatly. But right now, the judiciary is completely defeated on the front of justice. And in the battered caravan of the judiciary, only a few remain who are not prisoners of desire or seekers of rank or blind to justice. Everyone is worried about their own condition. No one realizes what history is about to do to them and their generations. Despite the sweltering 50 degrees Celsius heat, one man stands firm in jail. Given the evolving domestic and international conditions, the question now being asked everywhere is, will Imran Khan endure this situation or will he lose courage? For now, Imran Khan has been placed in complete solitary confinement. The reality this exposes is that despite controlling everything, the fear of Imran Khan still hasn't been extinguished. The fear of one man. No ruler has ever feared any prisoner or politician as much as Imran Khan, because neither the elite accept anyone else, nor does the public see any other as a leader. When people compare Imran Khan to other leaders, especially Bhutto, they forget that even by PPP's own accounts, the nation during Bhutto's time was divided. Maybe 55% supported him and 45% were strongly opposed. But in Imran Khan's case, it's a 90-5 ratio. 5% are neutral at most. In this context, I recently saw a statement by Hafizullah Niazi in an interview. He said secret negotiations have been ongoing with Imran Khan for over a year. He stands firm on his claim that no conclusive result has come from these talks. Hafizullah Niazi, who is both a cousin and a staunch critic of Imran Khan, said that if the establishment brings General Faiz Hamid's case to the public, it would mark the failure of negotiations with Imran Khan. In fact, he used the phrase Imran Khan's day of martyrdom, a choice of words he probably should have edited out of the broadcast. He later clarified, "By martyrdom, I meant political martyrdom." Nonetheless, he said, just like Nawaz Sharif, the establishment has now decided that Imran Khan must not be allowed back into power. Hafizullah Niazi's analysis is his own, but it clearly mixes in a fair share of personal wishful thinking. Those who think Imran Khan is politically finished forget that Pakistan has never seen conditions like this before. I keep repeating, Imran Khan cannot be compared to Bhutto. Not even Bhutto, and certainly not Nawaz Sharif. These two leaders may have had popularity, but not even a fraction of what Imran Khan commands. Besides, during Bhutto's era, media was tightly controlled. Despite his popularity, his supporters' voices couldn't be widely heard. Nawaz Sharif, on the other hand, never really resisted. His situation is completely different. That's why the old state tactics won't work on Imran Khan. The people, God's creation, are too powerful. How long will these powerful people suppress the people's voice? The sooner our state and rulers understand this, the better. The more they delay, the bigger the explosion will be. Imran Khan has social media. Every time a new tactic of injustice is used against him, his supporters don't grow disheartened. They become more passionate, more active, and value his sacrifices even more. That's why, in my opinion, 2 years of jail has raised Imran Khan's popularity to its peak. It's true, Imran Khan is not just the former Prime Minister, he is the Prime Minister of the future. This time, The rules of the game will have to change. Imran Khan has proven that visible defeat is not real defeat. Giving up your stance is. Making deals for petty benefits is defeat. Selling your principles and character is defeat. The whole world is witness. Imran Khan has never insulted his own ideology. So where is the defeat? Where is the political death? We've been hearing such predictions for 3 years. We're sick of them now. Finally, a small good news, dear viewers. The Anti-Terrorism Court has granted bail to PTI leader Shah Mahmood Qureshi in the May 9th arson case. If nothing else, this at least shows that the balloon of the May 9th narrative doesn't have enough air left to even lift off 4 feet from the ground. That wraps up our translation of Junaid Saleem's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.